Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Capricorn. If Capricorn is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Okay, and let's see what these tea leaves have to say tonight. All right, and so our card is the Five of Discs, which has to do with worry. Maybe struggles within the financial realms, a readiness to change, some kind of crisis coming about. We're going to go ahead and look and see what is going on with all of that. Sometimes the cards, play, when I pull a card for every reading. Sometimes it plays like a major role in the energy of the reading. Sometimes, I barely even recognize it. All right, let's see. So, one of the first things that really I kind of notice here is that we have a person. It reminds me of Janus or Janus, however you want to say it, the god with the head. Usually it's one head, one side looking forward, one side looking back. The young man and the old man. The passage of time. Well, in this case, we have two heads, and they look like it's one body, but it's trying to run this way and that way. So it's pulling you in two directions. I feel like there is a sense of crisis here. Anyways, the perception of a crisis happening. And with Capricorn, most of our readings seem to go into that realm of business, making money, creative endeavors, domestic things. And so it doesn't kind of surprise me that something might be happening and you might be reacting to it. And that's very vague. Something might be happening within your work, right? Something has kind of gone a little wrong, gone a little south, and I can see that you really are trying to make a decision. I see that there's really this, we have a face here with the kind of stone face, just not very excited about this, not happy. So I think that we need to exercise some of our grounding techniques, mindfulness, trying to, slow down in the situation, do the things that help you kind of self-soothe. Some of the stuff we talk about, taking a little walk, getting fresh air, trying to give yourself a break from the immediate situation. If that means, turning off the phone, going home, sleeping for a while, taking a shower to change your temperature. If you're having a lot of anxiety, usually using a cooler shower, anger, these kinds of things, rage, cooler shower. If you're feeling more depressive, melancholy, listless, maybe taking a warmer shower, okay? But I think that ultimately, this is something that you're going to have to kind of try to manage those emotions, those anxieties. Sit down and kind of look over your options here. And TT's saying hello. She's saying calm down. So, really kind of sitting down, making a list, pros and cons, brainstorming, whatever it is that you do, maybe having, and I find, maybe you're different than I am, but I find that writing with a pen and paper is way more helpful than doing it on a screen. Okay, it maybe is, more efficient to use the screen, an iPad, whatever, laptop. But I think going through the process of writing, drawing, your thoughts out, whatever it is that you do, there's something to that really helps you kind of, I think, process information differently, and maybe could be a little more helpful in these times of crisis. Okay, so we have a white flag. I mean, it looks yellow, but it's interesting that usually, we have a variation in tea leaf color to some degree. Sometimes we'll get a kind of more yellow leaf, but it is interesting that it kind of really unfurled itself into this flag symbol. So, I think that this is one of those situations where you might really have to surrender to the greater good. You might really have your mind set on some particular thing and it is not going your way. I see people kind of arguing here. So I wonder if you have been arguing with maybe people you work with. Maybe this is your own business. You're having, troubles with your, somebody that you do share this business with. Maybe this is like domestically kind of arguing over time, money, whatever. If you are working a lot and there's stress at work, you're bringing it home. So again, I think that there's really this need to kind of separate yourself from the situation, really try to bring down the level of energy here, the emotions, kind of let those things get sorted out a little bit before you kind of go back into this thing. Like any of us, we don't make good decisions when we're really emotionally spiraling or, not in control of ourselves. I think, with Capricorn, it's very rare that you all get to a point where you're feeling really out of control of your emotions. So it tells me that, this is a significant, at least you perceive this to be a really significant event. Okay. So I'm looking at this one and it looks like a snail with somebody riding on it. Okay. And then behind it, it kind of looks like a turtle as well. 100% my mind is set on you. Really going away from everything. Maybe, you need a few days. I don't know what this crisis is, but if it is something where you could spend a day or two, maybe you can go do something that you like to do, like, I don't know. I was watching people golf today, so I think go golf, go, cut wood, go swimming, fishing, whatever it is that you like to do. But just go and take yourself out of kind of the furnace here and go slowly. Go be with nature. Whatever it is that you can do. Even if it's just laying on the couch in a dark room, taking a nap, watching some TV, whatever helps you relieve some of the stresses. I feel like, with this energy, I just worry that, you're going to make some decision that you're going to kind of regret in retrospect. And I feel like, especially if this has to do with work or business, you have to be so mindful of, how you kind of approach these things. because you work with other people. I mean, this is your livelihood. You need to be in control of yourself. Unless you are really blessed and can just, lose a job and get another one immediately. Most of us are not in that position. So, it really is a thing where sometimes we just need to walk away, go scream into the void, let it out, and then collect ourselves, come back and rejoin the situation. And, I feel that, and here we have, it looks like a larger bird, maybe a smaller bird, and then we have kind of this, I almost think of it as like a fairy dust. And I think that, you get into a place where you're taking it slow, you're finding your power again, you're coming into kind of that warrior stature, and you think of a warrior, you might think, oh, they're ready for battle, but the real power of somebody who knows how to, fight is where to hold back, how to reserve their energies, how to move with intention. And so I feel that as you return to the situation, you are in kind of that cool as a cucumber state of mind, and you have the upper hand because you have the clarity to know how to react, how to move, counteract, counter move, whatever, to whatever's going on in this scenario. Okay, nothing good happens when we go into a situation raging, just trying to force everything into what we think would work, yelling, stomping our feet and everything else. That does not work, as far as long term, right? So, sometimes we have to kind of just wave the little flag, take our little break, walk away, and come back with, a plan, right? Come back with an idea of how are we going to, go on to this next stage of things, kind of finesse the situation, get things back into the way that I envisioned them. Okay, so, or I was going to say, or you could be like me and just give up on it. I usually am just like, okay, that's not going to work. Guess I'll do something else. So anyways, we have an eye. So I feel like there is an eye on you, okay? And interestingly, I feel like this is kind of the eye of a younger person who kind of watches how you exist. Maybe this is your child or somebody, maybe a grandchild, somebody in your family or in your life that looks to you as a role model, and they ultimately are studying how you do things, if they know it or not, if you know it or not, but you are really kind of setting out the blueprint of how one goes about, getting things done, doing things the right way, and showing them through your own actions that you can walk away and get yourself together, return in a state of serenity and a deeper understanding, hopefully, to wisdom that can be applied to the situation, that will ultimately make things work out the way that they need to. And also just acceptance, being able to accept that things don't always go our way. That is an important lesson for any child or young person, and seeing our heroes, our role models, sometimes falter a little bit and figure it out, steady themselves and move along. That is something that, I would say in, at least when I was growing up, I would say to some degree anyways, people really they weren't as, I think, open and honest with their kids, with the younger people. A lot of things were left as a mystery for, and you're probably older, so you understand. Our parents, our caretakers were often, we perceived them to be all-knowing. They never, kind of made poor decisions. They, never did we think that they didn't know what the heck they were doing. And so I think, it's important. It is important for the people in our lives who look to us to figure out how to be human beings. They see that sometimes we're wrong. Sometimes we definitely don't know what we're doing. Sometimes, we get really upset when, we come into a situation we thought we knew how it was going to go and it doesn't. And, we might get pretty frustrated about that. Things feel like they're falling apart, whatever. But we walk away and we get ourselves together. We can figure out how to self-soothe. We can figure out how to, rearrange things a little bit, figure something out, right? Those are the kinds of lessons that people need to learn. Not that everything is swept under the rug and everything's perfect and we know what we're doing all the time and don't worry about it. That only can get somebody so far. And then they get out into the real world and they realize, wow, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. This is chaos, right? So, people, well-adjusted beings. That is, that's the goal, I hope. Anyways, that's what I feel like. Now, do I personally succeed at this? No. Sometimes I don't know what I'm doing. Well, maybe my daughter does know. She's like, Mom does not know what she's doing. Today, I lost, I dropped or left my debit card somewhere. Had to go back, told my daughter, Mommy's mess, and she said, I know, Mom, I know that you're a mess. I was like, yeah. She knows what's up. So, well, that's just the truth. Sometimes it be like that. So, all right, let's take a look over here. Now, I don't see a lot more stress on here. It's pretty, we have some of the emotional waters, but we have a steady, and here they come. We have a pretty steady 2 pieces here, a couple that are floating. So I do feel that there is some emotionality. I kind of feel like you just, I don't know, feel a little bit worn out maybe. Okay, I think that this is really a good time to get some extra rest, sleep. That's the big thing. I also wonder if you have just not been feeling super well lately. Maybe not any particular symptoms, but I think that getting some rest and sleep is important here. I also want to say that if it feels like it continues or gets worse, please go to a doctor, get a checkup or whatever you need to do. Don't wait for that, okay? Get checked out. But it feels like, I think that there's just a sense of really just being depleted, this little cycle that we're going through. And I think with this thing, whatever has got you worried, whatever's gone wrong, you know, I think that it's probably some minor money stuff with work. But, you know, I think just really, you know, get yourself a little bit of a break if you are able. And I think that's really gonna, you know, do the thing. That's the ticket, as my grandfather used to say. So, I wish I had better news, but you know, ultimately, these are the things that we go through. Sometimes these readings are probably not super salacious and interesting, and I feel sorry for that. But, you know, at the same time, I'm glad that, you know, that when I do these, I'm like, okay, these are like normal problems that we all go through. And they're kind of the things that get us to the next, hopefully happy, big event. All right, so we're going to go ahead and look at these. We have the water blessing affirmation cards, and these are the water element. And I'm just going to go ahead and kind of stop where it feels right. We have, it looks like a little river with water flowing. And it says, energy relay. Create a simplicity in life with a deeper connection to your naturalness. Okay, so simplifying some things. Maybe, you know, putting aside some tasks, trying to, you know, instead of overanalyze whatever's going on, get yourself some rest. Be in a natural state, okay? Try to dispel some of that stress. I know it's ridiculous. They tell us, you know, don't be stressed. Don't be stressed. Just minimize the stress in your life. Well, how does somebody do that, really? I mean, I feel like we would just do that if we could, you know, all throughout our lives. But I think, you know, ultimately we have to also just make time to do things that bring us into ourselves, bring us close to the earth, open our, you know, hearts up. And I think the biggest thing really, I mean, maybe it's just because it's my own big problem, but it's getting restful sleep, you know, having days where you have less stuff to do, allowing yourself that, you know, or on the other side of it, not having anything to do too many days in a row, you know, and I've been through that part of life as well, you know, where I just was not doing much of anything. And that started to feel like, you know, its own kind of prison. So, you know, if you're on that part of the spectrum of things, maybe, you know, creating things that you enjoy doing, or finding things that bring you a little bit of ease. And ultimately, you know, I think that kind of thing is just trying a bunch of different stuff until you find something that you like. You know, trying to find a little bit of getting the what's the word? Like the engine moving, ball rolling, whatever it is. You know, and I know, especially for me, when I get into deeply depressive states, I can remember feeling like, you know, I didn't like anything. I didn't care about anything. And, you know, it was hard to even get up and shower. Hard to take out the trash. The only thing that I always did for sure was make sure my cats were taken care of. And to be honest, having animals was, when I lived alone, when I was in a pretty depressive rut for a while, that was maybe the only thing that got me going some days, was just to knowing I have to go get them food. I gotta, you know, change their waters, clean their, you know, clean and stuff. And, you know, not having that. That's why I love my cats so much, TT and Pudgy, because they were like my little saviors. They really were. They have taught me so much about life over the years. And Pudgy, you know, I've had him he's almost 16 years old now, and he's still a big baby. And I cherish every moment I've had with that boy. Same with TT. She's younger, but yeah, Pudgy's been there through a lot of different things in my life. And you know, so we find reasons, right? It's natural to do that. And so if you feel like you're in a place where it's hard to find a reason, just keep searching, please. You know, we love you and we need you here. You're part of this world for a reason. And, you know, I can't tell you exactly what that reason is, but I know that I want you here. Okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and say thank you so much for spending this time with me, Capricorn. It is always such an honor and pleasure to be able to bring these messages to you. If you'd be so kind as to like the video, it helps us get into the algorithm. And the algorithm is kind of, how should I say, the ruler of the internets. And I think it's a lot of algorithms, or maybe it's one major one. I don't know how it works exactly, but I do know that if we make the algorithm happy with engagement, it shall smile upon this channel. And so doing things like liking the video, watching the readings from the beginning to the end, sharing the readings on other social media platforms, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that. If you do subscribe, you can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos come out. And, you know, between now and the next Capricorn, you can watch your other placements, your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising, Venus, and do some cross-watching for your loved ones. See what their horoscopes have to say. Other than that, if you want to leave a comment, I read all of them and I reply back to all of them. So sometimes it takes me a day or two to get to, you know, comment back. But I do appreciate them. And honestly, they are the thing that keeps me doing these readings. I absolutely thrive on love and, you know, feeling connected to people and, you know, just being able to share. And, you know, this is like a community that is growing. I feel like some of you have become good friends. Others of you are people who are hopefully going to be good friends. And so I love doing this, and I love, you know, just the energies and everything. And, you know, I'm going to shout out my husband's channel over there at Dove and Serpent Tarot. If you have not seen his readings, please go check him out. Again, it's Dove and Serpent Tarot. If you can't find it, which I'm sure you can, he's getting to be a pretty big channel. You can look in the community posts on my page here, my channel here, and he's linked on there throughout. Also, he has Dove and Serpent bedtime stories, where he's reading all kinds of neat stories in that really ASMR voicey type thing, and sounds really beautiful and lovely, and something to definitely like chill out and listen to. All right, Capricorn. Oh, I just hit the light. Oh my goodness, I'm excited. I get to go to bed now. I'm going to drink some of my tea and I'm going to head on out. All right. I'll talk to you later.